Yeah, don't worry, guys. We'll send makeup your way just to carry on with that contouring we were doing before we started the segment. Anyway, now this year has already seen SABC roll out fresh and exciting content on several channels. The best part, well, most of them are all locally based. And here to chat to us about the ever-changing landscape of broadcast in Africa is SABC General Manager of Television Channels, Maijang Mpherwane. Good morning to you, sir. And thank you very much for joining us. This is a very, very exciting juncture to be at.
Good morning, and thanks for having me. Definitely is an exciting juncture for us. We are excited about the changes that we've made, and we're hopeful that they'll deliver the results that we need.
Yeah. Looking at the global scale, broadcast has changed quite significantly, the way content is delivered, what kind of content is delivered. How would you see the evolution of the broadcast medium as an entertainment, I guess, powerhouse on the African continent?
Yeah, I suppose, the landscape has changed quite a lot. It actually continues to change, so nothing is ever the same. Every single day we experience seismic changes within the broadcast landscape, and ours is to try and stay in touch with these changes because, the consumption of content now happens everywhere. There are multiple platforms where people access content. And for us, it's to make sure that we find them wherever they are and we give them what they need. The days of creating mass content and hoping that it will reach people, those are over. We need to make sure that we tailor-make content for people as and when they need it.
And so speaking about that, so it's not about producing that mass content that goes out to everyone. It's about the fact that since the beginning of the year, the network has kind of segmented a viewer according to, let's say, the different personalities of the channels. You started off with SABC 2, then SABC 1, and most recently SABC 3. The stage is yours, the line that we hear every day. Unpack those personalities for me and how you then decide which kind of viewer fits into which kind of, I guess, part of the spectrum.
Look, the key thing was for us to try and ensure that through the channels we're able to appeal to all South Africans. The question was always to say, what role does each of the channel play in getting us to that broad objective of communicating to a diverse South African audience? And so we started with SABC 1 and we said it has always been that youthful channel. Youthful not in a sense of age, but in a sense of mindset. So we took a mindset approach to it to say, even if you're 50 but your mindset is 24, then you should be able to find a slice of your life on SABC 1. So irrespective of who you are, as long as you're young, irrespective of race, culture, creed, you should be able to find some resonance on SABC 1. SABC 2 is a family channel. So family not in a sense of just the traditional family, but whatever makes you a family as an individual, whether it's a group of young people on a social media space, that's a family because the idea of a family has been redefined. So we then sat and we sat and thought to ourselves, what space does SABC 3 then get to play? What we came up with was the idea of what we call a progressive aspirant. These are people who, in a way, are shapeshifters in South Africa. These are people who are restless. They're not...
insomniacs, you mean?
You know what I mean?
We know exactly about it.
They're not comfortable with where they are, so what they reach today, they always ask themselves, what's the next level that we can reach? These are people who look at societal problems and find entrepreneurial solutions to those. They do what we call creating shared value. So to them, society and their own success is important.
Yeah, and as we've been speaking, we've been looking at some of the new content that's been rolled out, the new shows, and there's so much to choose from. So how do you then, when you're sitting in those meetings, decide which channels, which shows to commission to which channel, and what are the current evolving trends, would you say, in TV shows?
I mean, the choices are in line with the brands that we've created. For us is to ensure that whatever brand we create, we're able to stick to the positioning of that brand. So for us, SABC 3 being the progressive aspirant, we needed to ensure that we create content that speaks to that kind of positioning. And I think we're quite excited that we've managed to do that, and hopefully our viewers will respond in numbers and give us...
Maybe lastly, a quick little note on any future plans where the TV network is concerned, where the channel's concerned, maybe for some aspiring producers out there who might think to themselves, there's something I could latch onto.
Look, we're always looking for great content, so our doors are always open as a broadcaster across the 3 channels. And so the plans can only be to continue to to create compelling content that we share with South Africans, and to have South Africans respond to us positively and learn from the mistakes that we make. And so, the content that we've put out there, some of it will be successful, some of it may not be. But for us, it's always to make sure that we are on top of our game and remain the leading broadcaster in the country.
Mr. Mpherwane, thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
There he is, Mr. Maijang Mpherwane, the General Manager of SABC television channels, giving us an insight into what goes on into developing the brands of our television stations that we enjoy watching so much. And so good to know that, yes, I'm finally being validated. I am an insomniac. I am progressive. I'm looking for my next great thing.